Good evening. It is the focal point in Gulf TV Africa. Welcome to the show. I am Itunu, Shoneye, and I have here with me Hazel Ogoigbe. How are you doing this evening,
It's
Hazel?
a very beautiful evening to you. I'm very good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How has your day been going?
It's been good. You know, the atmosphere is still relaxing. Everybody's still excited about the just concluded Independence Day celebration. So yeah, so far so good.
That will be one of the things we'll be discussing about today. So we'll be having a discussion on various African news on this segment. And starting off will be from the Benin scene. So Benin celebrated her 63rd anniversary on the 1st of August, which was yesterday. Now, dignitaries from around the world graced the occasion. You were present at the event. So
Yes.
Can you just tell us what went down?
I was present, and it was, first of all, it was a beautiful sight to behold.
Okay.
And it was beautiful in the sense that, first of all, they were organized.
All right, yeah.
Like, when people are coming into the venue, they have to show their cards or their passes, and then they ransack them. And then when they get into the venue, the ushers would direct them. And the ushers were beautifully dressed in blue, and then some of them had like bands talking about their color, red bands, blue bands, green bands. And it was one thing that really made me say wow was the fact that it was really organized. And then apart from that, eventually the event kick-started with the President of the Republic of Benin, President Patrice Talon, going to pay homage to the fallen heroes, the martyrs that died during the course of defending their country in one capacity or the other. And it was actually a very emotional period for me, because at the point he's supposed to like drop a wreath, and then at a point when he was paying the homage, you could actually feel that he was actually empathic and sympathetic towards what he was doing. He was
I think
not
that's
just
one of the general thing about Independence Day celebration, just like a sentimental reaction
a sentimental celebration. So that was one of the highlights for me. And then after that, we had various parades, but the event kick-started fully when the president arrived at the Boulevard Marina, because that's just opposite the Amazon. That's where the event occurred. Then the president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I just wanted to talk about that.
Oh my God, he actually came, he graced the event, and you know, I'm a Nigerian.
Yeah.
What really just made me say, wait till they happen. These people, their own is too much, was the fact that when he was coming, his entourage, all of them, they were running, they jumped out of the car. I'm like, this is Nigerian behavior now. Why the drag? Do you understand? Nigeria is just known for speed, everything done quickly. Do you understand? And then he came out. He was escorted by the Vice President of the Republic of Benin, that is Vice President Chabi Talata. She escorted him, and then he hugged the President of Benin, President Patrice Talon. It was a very emotional moment. Smiled at him. You know, the event was very colorful. And another major highlight was the military display. Everything done accordingly, in order, no mistakes. And Benin actually accorded the special guest of honor, because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the special guest of honor. They accorded him a special, a special place, because the event was translated to English. Oh, wow. And I've never heard of...
I was following live yesterday, and I just wanted to point out Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he's just the new president of Nigeria, and President Patrice Talon. Now, could there be like a relationship between Nigeria and... Are we foreseeing... Do you think we will foresee a relationship between Benin Republic and Nigeria in the nearest future?
Because the last time a Nigerian president came into Benin has been like more than a decade ago. So, previously, we've been seeing Nigeria and Benin sign deals under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So the fact that he graced, because it's one thing for you to invite somebody for an event, and it's another thing for the person to actually grace the event. So it's definitely, to me, this signifies beautiful bilateral relationship, talking about the future that would exist between President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and President Patrice Talon. Do you understand? And the cultural day celebration.
Oh, wow.
That was the highlight, because
that was beautiful.
That was the highlight because Yoruba happens to be one of the indigenous languages of both Benin and Nigeria. So most of the Yorubas from Port Novo say their ancestry can be linked down to Ife, linked down to Nigeria, because Nigeria has a very large Yoruba-speaking indigenous group. Now, when the man was given the rendition, he first of all eulogized the president of Patrice Talon, that people are excited with the work he's doing. And then after that, he went ahead to eulogize Akombi. You know,
That
when
is
you hear
President
Akombi,
Tinubu.
there's just something about calling somebody's Oriki. And I was like, wow. And the crowd was agog. And if you looked closely on the facial expression of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he was so excited.
He was really excited.
He was excited.
Even with your voice, no, you know, I knew you enjoyed it.
He was excited.
Yesterday.
No, I enjoyed it because I have never. This is literally the first time I was experiencing the Independence Day celebration in Benin Republic and watching it. And then they had journalists from Gabon, from Niger, from Ivory Coast, from Senegal. So it was. Well, it was really organized. So yeah, it was a blast in a nutshell.
I think it's still safe to say happy independence to the Benin Republic.
Although yes, exactly.
So away from that and moving on to a news in Nigeria, the labor unions marched across Nigeria on Wednesday, which is today, to protest the soaring cost of living under the West African nation's new president, with calls for the government to improve social welfare interventions to reduce hardship. Now, the unions made up government workers said the economic incentives announced this week by Nigerian President Bola Tinubu to ease hardship were not enough. Now, let us. What do you have to say about it?
Oh my God!
Because now this is, you know, he first came into power. That is talking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the first thing he did was to remove subsidy. Yeah. Then the hardship of Nigerians began.
Okay, well, this because I shared the video when he came to Benin yesterday, and some Nigerians were like, I don't even know what's happening, and I'm sharing a video of peace, and I'm like, I'm doing my job as a journalist. It's my duty to keep you informed. Now, the truth about it is, subsidy needed to be removed. That is a fact, because Nigeria could no longer afford subsidy. But the question is, when should it have been removed? Sooner or later? And the timing is now the question. Now the question is, should subsidy have been removed immediately he got into power? No. It's just like you realize somebody has cancer. And the next thing you're having chemotherapy, the next thing you're having chemotherapy with the person is engaging in chemotherapy. And you just say, because you have cancer, we're going to have like 10 chemotherapy sessions with you one day. The cancer patient will literally die. No. John, or you just say, okay, you're going to be taking 100 tablets or 20 tablets every single day.
Well, you know, some people were saying that it wasn't the right time for him to have removed subsidies.
That is what I'm talking about. It was a timing that was wrong. Do you understand? So right now, when you just get into power, in my opinion, I feel you understand the politics of things. You understand what Nigerians are going through. Nigerians have already been going through different seasons of hardship. From the scarcity of the naira. When I got into Nigeria at that point in time, I bought 500 naira with 700 naira. Wow. If you want to take a bike, the bike man would say, if you're going to do a transfer, it's 800. If you have cash, it's 500. Wow. It was literally like that. So Nigerians have gone through a series of hardship. So now moving from this to full subsidy. And okay, now you put the full subsidy, no problem. That has already been done. How much are you, which cushioning effect are you giving to Nigerians? That is the question. Because the presidency and the National Assembly actually had increment in their salaries. So now the common man is, like, this is the way it is. This is a pyramid. You have the upper class. Nigeria, we no longer even have the middle class. You have the upper class, and then you have the lowest class. So at the end of the day, if you know you're going to make such a decision like this, are you increasing minimum wage? Are you going to, how much money? If you say you give Nigerians 8,000, 8,000 is nothing. 10,000 is nothing. 20,000 is nothing. Because there's going to be all-round inflation. Because we don't have stable electricity. Literally speaking, it means fuel literally powers our economy. Businesses, homes, everything, the health sector, every single sector in Nigeria is run with electricity. And electricity is not constant, so we rely on fuel. And in fact, transportation,
there's been an increase in food.
Because farmers have to transport the farm products from the farm from rural areas to developed areas. You know, people have to transport and go to work. People that even have cars literally are parking their cars because they cannot afford it. So the truth is, he needs to put more cushioning effects, but not just that, to make sure he implements them. Because at the end of the day, you find out that if we're not careful, the corrupt system will make sure the government would actually make the money available, but it will enter into the hands of few individuals that just want to siphon the money. So we need to make sure that when eventually he brings the effect on ground, it should be balanced. And of course, Nigerian Labour Congress, they have a right to go on strike.
I just hope that this strike will yield a positive result.
That is the question. I hope he yield a positive result.
So away from Nigeria, moving to Senegal, 2 people were killed and 5 wounded when an attacker hurled a petrol bomb on a bus in Dakar on Tuesday. The Interior Minister of Senegal said the bus was traveling from the suburbs to the center of Dakar when it was blocked by a group of people. Repeated unrest during leading political opponent Ousmane Sonko's standoff with the authorities since 2021 has been seen riots, looting, and several occasions attacks on public transport. Now, Senegal, I think it's the region of Africa, West Africa now. There's been an unrest from one West African country to the other.
Not just West Africa, but I would talk about Francophone Western Africa. And one of the factors, in my opinion, that leads to the unrest is the fact that the president do not want to let go of the reign of power. Your mandate is 2 tenures. The constitution says you can only run for 2 tenures. Why do you want to change the tenure? You see somebody that's an opposition that is against your government, for crying out loud, like democracy. Somebody can criticize your government if they feel your government is not doing well enough. It's so sad because Senegal happens to be one of the most stable democracies in Western Africa. But right now, it's a brouhaha. I met a journalist in Senegal yesterday and he was telling me to come visit Senegal. I said, what? Visit where?
With all of the chaos happening in Senegal.
He said, no, c'est juste un peu, je dis un peu quoi? Un peu ça veut dire quoi? What do you even mean by that? So it's really, really sad that Senegal has disintegrated into this. If African leaders can just understand that if your tenure is over, honorably and peacefully
step down,
take a bow like President Goodluck Jonathan of Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Hazel, for joining me on the segment of the show. It's been an interesting segment. So now we'll be moving on to the news and details. You're still tuned into Gulf TV Africa, and starting off from the news as on the national scene as concerning the Independence Day celebration, Benin celebrated her 63 years anniversary on Tuesday, the 1st of August 2023 at the Marina Boulevard in front of the statue. The event kick-started with the President of the Republic of Benin paying homage to the fallen heroes, those that died during the course of defending their country. The event kick-started with parade from armed forces, and it was graced with dignitaries from all around the world, but notable was the event graced by the President of Nigeria and in the presence of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. More details in the report.
On Tuesday, the 1st of August 2023, Benin Republic celebrated 63 years of independence. Under the leadership of President Patrice Talon, the Independence Day celebration took place at the Marina Boulevard opposite the place of the Amazon. The special guest of honor of the President of the Republic of Benin, President Patrice Talon, the 19th President of the Republic of Benin, was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of Nigeria. The event commenced with the President of Benin Republic, President Patrice Talon, paying homage to the fallen heroes who died defending their country. The events unfolded with various armed forces displaying a flurry of parades, spanning from the police to the military to the navy.
Est suivi d'un double carré des officiers supérieurs des forces de défense et de sécurité et assimilés. Veuillez vous.
The event was graced by people from all walks of life, traditional leaders in Benin Republic, Nigerians in diaspora in Benin Republic, politicians, men of Timban caliber, people from various walks of life were seen to have attended the 63 years anniversary of Benin Republic. After the various parades followed by the armed forces, the cultural display followed suit. The cultural display was very unique because it was done in Yoruba, which happens to be an indigenous language of Benin Republic and Nigeria. The cultural display characterized the presenter eulogizing the President, Patrice Talon, and the special guest of honor, popularly called Akombi, President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He sang in the Yoruba language and also beat the talking drum.
Àlejò bá mi Àkànbí, Aṣíwájú, Tinubu, ọmọ olódò idẹ. Ọmọ màmá wa Abíbátù Múgàjí tó rè lé ń jọ́sí, kọ́lọ́hún kó dẹlẹ̀ fẹ́ni rere. Bàbá o, bólúwa bá ń ṣe tiẹ̀ ta ló lè padà o Àkànbí. Bólúwa bá ń ṣe tiẹ̀ ta ló lè padà o. Aṣíwájú ló jẹ́ ọmọ Tinubu. Èdùmàrè ló gbé ẹ sípò kì í ṣènìyàn o. Bólúwa bá ń ṣe tiẹ̀ ta ló lè padà o.
After that, a beautiful rendition of the national anthem of the Republic of Benin was sung in Fon. Fon happens to be one of the local indigenous languages largely spoken in the Republic of Benin. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on his way out of the auditorium, saluted Nigerians in diaspora that were at the Marina Boulevard. The crowd went agog and everyone was excited, waving to the president. The littoral prefect was also at the event and he had this to say.
We are very happy to receive, it's an honor for us to receive President Bola Tinubu. And the fact that President Bola Tinubu came here in Benin is that he agreed that we are working for development and we are working for friendship, for brothership with our fellows from Nigeria. We are principally from Nigeria. If you are Yoruba, you are from Nigeria. And I saw that he was very happy to be with us, and it's a great honor for us. We are proud of this cooperation.
The vice principal of Nigerian International School gave his thoughts on the just concluded event.
The ceremony is quite interesting. A lot of dignitaries are there. Many countries are represented. Our president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, was there. Dangote Aloko was there. Everything was glorious. We are looking forward to see a brotherly relationship between Benin Republic and Nigeria.
The event came to a close after the invited special guest in the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, escorted by his counterpart, President Patrice Talon, left the venue. The special guest of honors followed suit, and the crowd jeered on, and the ambience was very exciting.
Another major highlight at the 63rd Independence Day celebration of Benin Republic was the portrayal of the rich Yoruba culture. More details in the reports.
The Yoruba people are a West African ethnic group who mainly inhabit parts of Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. The Yoruba people constitute 1/4 of the total population of Benin Republic. Yoruba land is known for its rich, exuberant, and ceremonial nature of their culture, which was showcased at the 63rd Independence Day celebration of Benin Republic. One major highlight at the event was the portrayal of the rich Yoruba culture in the rendition of Iyi, which literally means praise.
Ayẹyẹ òmìnira Benin là ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ajúbà ọba kọ́dá ayé, àṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run tó jẹ́ ó ṣeé ṣe fún wa. Ọba mi bẹ̀m̀bẹ́ ojú ọ̀nà tó ṣòro lù fún èṣùjó. Benin o. Gbogbo Áfíríkà o. Benin o. Nigeria o. àtètèkọ́ṣe ọmọ ìyálà jẹ́ ìṣọ̀kan ló yẹ wá ká bára wa ṣe ìrẹ́pọ̀ ló yẹ wá ká fẹ́ràn ara wa ọ̀rọ̀ ajé orílẹ̀-èdè wa ó ṣe kókó jù sí mi kí n jù sí ẹ kájùmọ̀ fífẹ́ gbéga ìtura ló já sí.
Dignitaries from around the world graced the occasion, one of which was the President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was a special guest of honor of the occasion. A rendition of an eulogy was made to honor his presence. In Yoruba, it is known as Oriki, which literally means a praise poem, a form of verbal art in Yoruba land.
ẹ kú àlejò bá mi àkànbí aṣíwájú Tinubu ọmọ olódò idẹ ọmọ màmá wa Bíbátù Múgàjí tó rè lé ń jọ́sí kọ́láhùn kó dẹlẹ̀ fẹ́ni rere bàbá o bólúwa bá ń ṣe tiẹ̀ ta ló lè padà o àkànbí bólúwa bá ń ṣe tiẹ̀ ta ló lè padà o. Aṣíwájú ló jẹ́ ọmọ Tinubu Èdùmàrè ló gbé ẹ sípò kì í ṣènìyàn o bólúwa bá ń ṣe tiẹ̀ ta ló lè padà o.
Another such cultural display was the use of the talking drum. The talking drum is one of the oldest musical instruments used by master drummers, an instrument prominent among the Yoruba ethnic group. Drums are inseparable from Yoruba culture. It is a vital part of Yoruba culture that helps define and give rich values to the culture. Drum beats are beauty to the ears.
And here we conclude today's news edition, coming to you live from Gulf TV Africa. I am Itunu Shoneye. Have a lovely evening.